Imagine everything you own disappears overnight. No savings, no investments, no safety net. Just the skills in your head and the bills at your door. If I had to rebuild my entire financial life from exactly zero in 2026, this is the precise 5-step plan I would follow, in order, on purpose. By the end of this video, you'll have that same plan. The exact sequence I'd use to go from nothing to genuinely secure, without luck, without a high salary, and without a single risky bet. Here's why this matters right now. Most people never build wealth not because they earn too little, but because they do the right things in the wrong order. Or they sit and wait for a perfect moment that never actually arrives. Starting from zero is a strange kind of advantage. There's no expensive debt to unwind, no messy portfolio to fix, no bad habits to break, just a clean sheet of paper. So let's fill it in, step by step. Step 1. Before I invested a single dollar, I'd buy myself breathing room. I'd build a small starter emergency fund, enough to cover a surprise car repair or one missed paycheck without reaching for a credit card. People skip this, and it's the exact reason they never get momentum. One flat tire wipes out 3 months of progress, they slide back to zero, and they give up. A little cushion isn't exciting, but it's the floor that everything else stands on. It turns a financial emergency into a minor annoyance, and that stability is what lets you keep investing later when life gets loud and something inevitably goes wrong. Quick pause, because this next part matters. If this plan is already making the path feel simpler, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. It genuinely helps the channel, and it means you'll catch every step in this series. And if you want to actually track your progress from zero, I've built a free net worth tracker, and it's linked in the pinned comment below. Okay. Step 2. Step 2. I'd attack any high-interest debt like my future depended on it, because it does. If I had a credit card charging 20-something%, paying it off isn't a nice-to-have. It's the single highest guaranteed return I could ever get. Think about it. No investment reliably pays you 20% a year, but wiping out a 20% debt does exactly that. Risk-free, guaranteed. So before I chased any fancy returns, I'd throw every extra dollar at the most expensive balance first, clear it completely, then roll that whole payment onto the next one. Each debt I killed freed up cash flow every single month, and cash flow is the raw material that all wealth is built from. Step 3. I'd make my money automatic. This is the quiet trick nearly every wealthy person uses, and almost no one talks about it. I would not rely on willpower, and I would not try to invest whatever happens to be left over at the end of the month, because the honest truth is, there's never anything left over. Instead, I'd set up an automatic transfer for the day I get paid, money moving into savings and investments before I can see it, touch it, spend it, or even miss it. Pay yourself first, automatically, and you quietly remove the one-weak link in every money plan. You, on a tired Tuesday night with a shopping app already open. Automation turns good intentions into real results while you're asleep. Step 4. I'd invest simply and boringly, and then I'd leave it completely alone. Starting from zero, I would not try to pick the next hot stock or trade my way to riches. I'd put my money into broad, low-cost index funds. One simple, cheap way to own a tiny slice of hundreds of companies at once. It's automatically diversified, the fees are tiny, and it quietly rides the long-term growth of the entire market instead of betting everything on one winner. Here's what that patience is worth. A few $100s invested every month, left alone for 30 years, doesn't just add up. It compounds into a number with several zeros on the end, and most of that growth arrives in the final stretch, from money you invested and then forgot about. But it only works if you do the hardest thing in all of investing, which is nothing. No panic selling when the headlines get scary. No yanking your money out at the first dip. The boring investor who keeps buying, month after month, almost always beats the clever one who's constantly tinkering. Time in the market is the engine. Consistency is the fuel. Step 5. I'd protect my momentum and then I'd grow my income. Once that automatic system was humming, I'd expand the small starter fund from step 1 into a full emergency fund, a few months of real expenses, so that a genuine setback, a layoff, or a medical bill couldn't knock me off track. And then I'd turn all my attention to the one lever with no ceiling. Earning more. You can only cut your expenses so far. There's a floor. But your income can keep climbing with no limit at all. So I'd invest in skills that raise what I'm worth, I'd ask for the raise, I'd start the side income. And here's the key that ties it all together. Every extra dollar I earned, I'd send straight into the automatic system from step 3, instead of inflating my lifestyle to match my new paycheck. That one discipline, earning more while keeping your spending flat, is how a completely ordinary income quietly turns into real, lasting wealth. So there it is, the whole plan. Buy breathing room, kill the expensive debt, automate everything, invest simply, and leave it alone, then protect and grow. Notice what is not on that list. No lottery ticket, no perfect market timing, no secret that only the rich are allowed to know. Just 5 ordinary moves, done in the right order, repeated with patience. The magic was never inside any single step. It lives in the sequence, and in showing up long enough for small, boring, repeatable decisions to compound into something that genuinely changes your life. If this gave you a clear path forward, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up, and grab that free net worth tracker in the pinned comment so you can watch your own progress climb from zero. And remember, this is education, not financial advice. Your situation is your own, so take these ideas and make them fit your actual life. Now, I really want to hear from you. If you were starting completely over from zero today, which of the 5 steps would be the hardest for you to do? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Drop the number in the comments and tell me why. I read every single one.